Alright, so basically, you know, I've been locking myself in my apartment for a while. I've been locking myself in my apartment for months, which is ridiculous because I love to go outside. I love to go do things and go outside and walk my dog. But living in this house so far, I have I had so many tools. I think I sold probably about three to five to $600 worth of tools, basically for nothing, man. To basically to fund man. Literally, I think I went to the pawn shop four four times with some items. Received about maybe $100, $200, something like that, man. And basically, to medicate myself without using kind of opiates or anything like that, I buy some freaking weed. Now they're making it illegal. Again. Anyway, so the woman who does a church service downstairs, who did this number when I said anything about witches, her eyes went like this, like, oh, witches are real. I know about the church thing. I know about the Christians and the witches that run the churches here. I know all about that. So I don't go to church. So basically, the little incident with things being put on my door, which I bless before they come in my house, because I know items coming into this house are highly charged demonically, and I have to clear them before they come in here because they will affect my shit. If I let anything come through my front door, it will affect my shit. I live in a coven, I guess, but it's nothing new. Okay, I've lived this for a very long time, and now that I'm aware of it, and now that I'm hypersensitive to it, and punish myself for it now, it's ridiculous. But what I want to say is, here's the grift of the situation for the homeless people now. Is for a couple of years, maybe 5, 6 years, I don't know how long it's been going on. I can say I've witnessed it for a little over 2 years. Is they've got people, they move them in here. They're homeless. Nobody knows who they are. I guess I'm one of those people. And, I got my own thing going on. There's a point to this. Nobody knows where I'm at. I've been isolated and I've been completely surrounded by nothing but gang stalkers. Okay? I mean, talking nothing but. And they're all involved in the witchcraft. I know for a fact. I don't even care about saying it. All I know is they can't enter my house unless I let them. And I've had to recently because, here's my situation. I have, for the last 10 years, have reached out for help. And when I've reached out for help pertaining to me, say, suicide situations, I'm going to kill myself. So what do? I go, hey, I need some help because people are following me around in white cars and police cars, and they're doing this and that, and I can't get away from it. I just want to know what is going on. Who can I talk to? La, 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 la. A lot more than anybody else would have done. They'd have put a gun in their mouth. I at least gave them a shot to try to talk to them and see what the fuck is going on. What did I get? I got a guy named Jeremy who works for Integral Care here in Austin, Texas. Jeremy let me come into the place and tell him my spiel about what's going on with me. I'm not even going into how I actually got in there and why that I went in there. That was a pretty fucking heinous thing as well. I go in there, I tell him, listen, I'm at my wit's end, I'm about to jump off a fucking bridge. The guy throws me out of the crisis center in Austin, Texas. Jeremy from Integral Care. So, 3 months later, when I'm checked out of the hospital and I'm living in a fucking hotel room by the grace of God, I'm living in a hotel room, and who do I have to come and check on me there? Jeremy. Now, this is going on again. I had got put on the streets again. I was almost a good 10 years off of being off of heroin. And I was on methadone clinic, and I recently even got off of that as well. Well, lo and behold, get me off the street, get me out on the street, and I'm fucking not, I'm homeless, and I'm in a fucking situation where there's nothing but dope around me. Of course, I get strung out again. What else do you expect of me? I get strung out again. I get clean. I go to the methadone clinic, and okay, clean. I get on methadone. But I'm doing my best. And I get some really screwed up shit happening with that. With people making up stories, creating scenarios that absolutely I was not doing what they said that I did. I did nothing of the sort. No, they could not prove that I did anything. It goes against my character. And like I said, I kept asking for videotape of this incident, which I'm going to say why this is a big deal, is that this made up incident by a woman who did not work at the particular methadone clinic, but only as a temporary secretary. She'd been there 2 weeks. All right. Now, the manager who ran this place wound up banging this chick, getting her pregnant at the same time that she decided that she was going to throw me out of the clinic. She superseded a doctor. Okay, this is real talk. Superseded a doctor and got me kicked out of methadone cold turkey. And then they blocked me from getting any help from anywhere in Austin, Texas. I went with my cash money into another place, and they're like, oh, with this other thing. I'm like, this other thing? There's no other thing. It's a lie. They are creating it, and they made it up and have no evidence and won't show any evidence. Now, I got this lady upstairs who is for over 4 months. I think it's been 5 months now. She stomps on my ceiling. She's driving me insane, doing her best. I do nothing but stay in my apartment. I don't bother anybody. I don't go out. I don't do nothing, man. I can't, because every time I go out, I am gang stalked. I'm talking, I cannot go anywhere without straight up balls to the wall gang stalking and pretending like they're pulling weapons on me. Actually, they are trying to kill me. I'll just be honest with you. They really are trying to kill me. Thank God that they can't touch me. It haven't been. It's been like this for a minute. But what I want to say is that our tax dollars are paying for this shit. These people know what they're doing. They're actively gang stalking, ganging up on people who they know have been traumatized. I get this woman upstairs traumatizing me. There's plenty of other places for them to move someone. For almost a year, I didn't have anybody up above me or next door to me. 6 months. Because that just seems to be the way things happen. When I move somewhere, man, it doesn't take long. They all move out from around me. And it's like I got empty rooms all around me to make me feel as if they could come through the walls and get me at any point. Or through the ceiling or the floor. Trust me, I'm not making this up. This is not a lie. But what I'm trying to say is now they've got this guy who worked at this methadone clinic who got me kicked out, got me fucking in a situation where I had to turn to fentanyl after like 3 weeks of kicking on this stuff, trying to get clean in the middle of the summer in a tent. I couldn't do it. Wound up getting hooked on fentanyl. Wound up getting a spinal infection. Almost dying. Going to a hospital, they misdiagnosed me. Made my arm completely numb on the bottom, trying to kill me with fucking lidocaine over my heart. That's what I feel like. They put it on the back of my shoulder, and it went down my median nerve, and now I drop drumsticks. I can't hold on to shit. And that's been a few years now. And so it just goes on and on and on, where the medical people here are harming me, and yet they're still there to care for me later at another time. And I got this going on a deeper level, which I really don't even want to care to go into that. It is so bad, people. I just want to let you know, if you trust in Jesus Christ, trusting in him even more. Okay, I'm not the best advocate for the Lord, but I tell you what, I've been through some shit, and they're continuing to put it on even thicker and thicker and thicker. Because I mind my own freaking business. I can't even come out of my house to take care of any business that I want due to the freaking level of harassment that I get living here at this particular building. And I'm about to move to another place. And what they're trying to do is create some kind of case saying that I'm cruel to women, because it's only women that they're sending after me to do fucked up shit to get me. They just go and go and go and get me to say this word or that word or whatever. Man, I've been tormented and tortured for, I'm talking years on decades. I'm going on 50 years of torture now that I can claim and say, look, I can mark a point where my family started doing a particular thing that they're still doing to this day, but from afar. It's that bad. It is my parents. Okay, I know who it is, and if they're involved in medical or any kind of army, any kind of shit like that, man, Jehovah's Witness, all of that tied in one with the Masons, man, and you're of that. I'm in a fucked up situation. And I know that they don't have the power to suicide me or any of this other stupid shit that they want me to think, because there is no touching God's children at this point. Right now, in this point in time, He's here to wreck y'all. And I say that that came from me and to whoever wants to take it. We're here to wreck y'all. Okay? Get that. But I'm just making a point. I hope that somebody that understands what I'm saying and sees it and can relate, because this is the whole reason why I put my fucking ass out on YouTube and started talking about gang stalking or any of this other shit that I started talking about back in 2016 when I jumped off a 90-foot fucking bridge to my death. And I'm still alive, but God, I almost wish I hadn't lived. And that's what they want from you. That's what they want from me. Man, fuck these people. These are the people who still get people to vote for them, and they bitch about some 7-year-old biting their penis. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have to even hear about that kind of shit coming through the TV screen about my president of the United States. I shouldn't have to hear that kind of shit and then expect that things are going to be normal around here. Man, God is coming back to destroy this place. Mark my words.